What will you do if your child hated her beautiful complexion so much that she was willing to go to any extreme to change it? How could a mother help her see the beauty she couldn't see in herself? Keep watching to find out how one young girl's journey to self-acceptance with the help of her mother transformed her life in ways she never imagined. In a small town, there lived a young girl named Adanna. She had 3 siblings, each had light radiant skin. Adanna, however, had a rich dark complexion that set her apart. While her siblings often basked in the attention of visitors, Adanna was overlooked, left to feel invisible in her own home. At school, things weren't much different. Other children even had teachers who commented on how beautiful her siblings were, but rarely did anyone mention Adanna. The sting of feeling unaccepted began to weigh heavily on her young heart. She became fixated on the idea that her life would be better if only she were light-skinned. One day, in a moment of desperation, Adanna secretly poured bleach into her bathwater, hoping it would make her skin lighter. But instead of the lighter shade she yearned for, Adanna developed painful rashes that covered her body. She was rushed to the hospital, her mother frantic with worry. "Adanna, why would you do such a thing?" her mother asked gently when they returned home. Adanna looked away. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she couldn't bring herself to speak the truth. Days later, her mother found her in the bathroom scrubbing her skin raw with a brush, tears streaming down her face. Alarmed, she rushed to stop her. "Adanna, stop! What are you doing?" her mother cried, pulling the brush from her hand. Through her sobs, Adanna finally broke down. "Mom, I overheard the boy in my class. He said he only likes light-skinned girls because they are the most beautiful and they are the cleanest. I just wanted to be like them." Her mother's heart shattered at her words. She gently cupped Adanna's face, forcing her to look into her eyes. "My beautiful Adanna, your worth is not defined by the color of your skin. Beauty comes from within, from your kindness, your strength, and your heart. That boy is wrong and quite dense to think only light-skinned girls are clean. He is not the kind of person you should want to impress. The color of your skin does not determine your value or your beauty." Adanna listened as her mother spoke, a small spark of hope igniting within her. Her mother continued, "You must learn to love yourself for who you are, not for what others think you should be. Your skin is beautiful, Adanna, just like you." Over time, with her mother's guidance and love, Adanna began to see the truth in her words. She learned to embrace her skin, finding beauty in its depth and richness. Yet, the challenge of self-acceptance wasn't over. One afternoon, her friends Ngozi and Kemi came over to discuss the upcoming school project. They were supposed to dress up as their favorite historical character, but everyone knew what the real game was: a beauty contest. "I don't know why they bother calling it a history project," Kemi said, rolling her eyes. "Every year, the winners are always dressed as fairy tale princesses or superheroes, and you know they're always light-skinned," Ngozi added with a sigh. "How are we supposed to win against that?" Adanna sat quietly, listening to her friends. She knew they were right. The girls at school, who were always adored, had lighter skin, and it seemed impossible to compete. Then an idea sparked in her mind. "What if we tried something different?" Adanna suggested. "Why don't you both bring your outfit over to my house on Friday and we will practice together? Maybe we can figure out a way to win." Her friends exchanged curious glances but agreed to give it a try. Friday came and Adanna's room burst with excitement as the girls arrived with their outfits. They spent hours styling their hair, applying makeup, and perfecting their looks. Adanna's mother, who was busy with chores, occasionally heard giggles and whispers coming from the room. Finally, she decided to check on them. As she approached the door, she heard Kemi say, "Wait, we are not ready yet." Her curiosity piqued. Adanna's mother waited a few more minutes before the girls finally called out, "You can come in now." When she opened the door, her heart sank. The girls had painted their faces with a light shade foundation from Adanna's elder sister. They looked ghostly white, and each one had styled themselves as a fairy tale princess, trying to mimic the looks they thought would win them the contest. "What have you done?" Adanna's mother asked, her voice filled with concern. Adanna looked down ashamed. We didn't think we had a chance, Mom. The only girls who ever win are the ones who look like princesses from the stories we read, light-skinned and beautiful. Our mother shook her head slowly, pulling a chair to sit them down. My dear girls, you are beautiful just as you are. You don't need to change your skin color to be worthy of admiration. But how will we win? Ngozi asked, tears welling up in her eyes. We are not like them. Adanna's mother took a deep breath, thinking of the right words. Have you heard of Princess Moremi? The girls looked at each other, confused. No, they replied in unison. What about Princess Amina? She asked, hoping for some recognition. They shook their heads. And the Dahomey Amazons? She tried once more. No. Adanna's mother was dismayed. What have they been teaching you in school? There is so much more to history than fairy tale princesses and superheroes. Let me tell you about these three incredible women. She spent the next hour telling them about Princess Moremi, who bravely sacrificed herself to save her people, and Princess Amina, the warrior queen who led her people to battle and expanded her kingdom. She described the fierce Dahomey Amazons, women who became legendary warriors, defending their lands with unmatched bravery. These women didn't let their gender or skin color stand in the way of their dreams, Adanna's mother said, her voice filled with pride, and neither should you. The girls sat in awe, their minds racing with new possibilities. Now, her mother said, standing up with a determined look, let's get to work. We are going to make you the most magnificent versions of these princesses. They spent the weekend gathering materials and sewing outfits and crafting accessories. Adanna's friends stayed over, working late into the night until their costumes were ready. When they finally finished, they looked at each other in the mirror, beaming with pride. Adanna was dressed as Princess Moremi, Ngozi as Princess Amina, and Kemi as a fierce Dahomey Amazon. The day of the school project arrived. The schoolyard was filled with students dressed as princesses, superheroes, and characters from foreign tales. But when Adanna and her friends arrived, the crowd fell silent, heads turned, and whispers spread like wildfire. Adanna and her friends walked in with confidence, their dark skin glowing against the vibrant handcrafted outfit. They didn't look like the usual winners, but they looked something even better, strong, powerful, and proud of who they were. As they stood on the stage, the school principal approached the microphone, her eyes scanning the crowd before settling on Adanna and her friends. Today, she began, her voice steady and clear, we have seen something extraordinary. These young ladies have chosen to celebrate not just any characters, but real African heroines, women of courage, strength, and dignity. The crowd murmured in agreement, their admiration evident. Their decision to honor Princess Moremi, Princess Amina, and the Dahomey Amazons reflects a deep respect for our history and culture, the principal continued. They have shown us that beauty and strength comes from embracing who we are and where we come from. From this day forward, the school will honor this principle. All future projects will celebrate real historical heroes and not fictional characters. Adanna's heart raised as the principal's words sank in. She glanced at her friend who were beaming with pride. And now, the principal said with a smile, I'm proud to declare Ngozi, Adanna, and Kemi the winners of this year's project for being different, for standing out, and for making us all proud. The applause that followed was thunderous, filling the schoolyard with a sense of unity and celebration. The girls stood together, their heads held high, knowing that they had not only won the contest, but the respect of their peers. As the day came to a close, Adanna's mother pulled her aside, her eyes filled with pride and love. Do you see now, Adanna, the power of embracing who you are? You do not need to change to be accepted. You are beautiful just as you are, and today you have proven that to everyone. Adanna smiled, tears of joy welling in her eyes. Thank you, Mom, she whispered. I understand now. I don't need to be like anyone else. I am enough just as I am. Her mother nodded, holding her close. Never forget that, my dear. Self-acceptance is the key to true happiness. The world will always have its opinions, but the most important opinion is the one you hold of yourself. Love yourself and the world will see the light within you. And from that day on, Adanna did just that. She walked in a newfound confidence, no longer seeking validation from others, but instead finding it within herself. She knew she was beautiful, not because of the color of her skin, but because of the strength, kindness, and love she carried in her heart. And in the light of that self-acceptance, Adanna truly shone. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have learned a lot from this story. I would encourage you to share this story with anyone you know is having issues with their self-image and having issues accepting themselves for who they are. Until the next video, stay kind and be blessed. And don't forget to subscribe.